During the Cold War, entire cities mysteriously vanished from official maps, with millions unaware of their existence. These hidden places, known as closed cities, were built in secrecy, often linked to nuclear weapons programs and military research that the Soviet government deemed too dangerous for the outside world. Names of some cities were completely erased from public records, making them officially non-existent. The mere mention of these locations could attract unwanted attention from authorities. Despite this veil of secrecy, everyday life unfolded within these cities. Families lived, children went to school, and workers navigated checkpoints and military security that surrounded them. Access to these places was tightly controlled. Armed guards managed every road and train route, making unauthorized entries nearly impossible. During the Cold War, as tensions escalated with the United States, the Soviet Union considered secrecy essential to survival, positioning these hidden cities as vital components of their military strategy. Within these concealed locations, scientists and engineers were at work on projects that could shift global power dynamics forever. Some developed nuclear weapons, while others focused on advanced military technologies, all shielded from the world's scrutiny. For many children in these closed cities, life seemed normal, characterized by surveillance and restricted freedoms, all they had ever known. At night, their cities held an eerie stillness, with warmly lit apartment windows contrasting against the brisk, snowy landscape outside, while military patrols kept watch, maintaining a facade of peace that belied the underlying tensions of potential nuclear conflict. The existence of these closed communities revolved around the looming threat of nuclear warfare. Soviet leaders lived with the belief that civilization might collapse at any moment. These cities maintained their secrets for decades, hidden so thoroughly that even nearby citizens were often oblivious to the massive military complexes operating just kilometers away. Occasionally, travelers noted unusual train routes veering into restricted areas guarded by soldiers, with windows often obscured during transport to prevent glimpses of what lay beyond. The cities operated within isolated worlds, encased in barbed wire, checkpoints, and a pervasive sense of fear. Inside, daily life intertwined deeply with secrecy and government oversight. In exchange for higher salaries, better housing, and improved living conditions compared to the average Soviet citizen, residents accepted their isolation and strict secrecy. Many workers had limited understanding of the true nature of their work. They followed orders in restricted facilities, where information flowed only amongst select departments. One of the most notorious closed cities, Ozersk, housed the Mayak nuclear complex, a site infamous for its radioactive contamination. The surrounding rivers became dangerously polluted, exposing communities to contamination for years before many understood the risks. Yet, life within the city carried on with a semblance of normalcy. Families celebrated birthdays, children attended school, and neighbors interacted, all under the shadow of invisible radioactive waste. The scientists working in these cities often faced immense pressure, torn between a belief that their efforts safeguarded the Soviet Union and a fear of the catastrophic implications of the weapons they were helping develop. The atmosphere felt disconcertingly detached from reality. Residents lived in quiet streets and controlled environments, acutely aware that the outside world was almost entirely ignorant of their lives. Government surveillance pervaded every aspect of life. Mail was scrutinized, conversations monitored, and travel restricted. The harsh winters often rendered these cities nearly isolated as snow-covered roads concealed checkpoints that remained operational around the clock. Today, many former closed cities linger with echoes of their concealed histories, with dilapidated buildings and decayed military infrastructure scattered across Eastern Europe and Russia. After the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the veil of secrecy started to lift, revealing the vast network of hidden cities to the world. Historians eventually catalogued numerous closed cities tied to nuclear research, biological experiments, and military engineering that had been kept concealed for decades. Some were designed deep underground, fortified against potential nuclear strikes, while others remained ensconced in remote forests, their access tightly regulated even post-Cold War. Former residents later recounted a paradoxical psychological atmosphere in these cities, where pride in their roles in national defense coexisted with feelings of fear and emotional detachment. Many children, growing up behind fences, came to view their isolation as a natural part of life. As historians dug deeper, the narratives surrounding these cities grew stranger, revealing micro-cultures that developed independently from mainstream Soviet life outside their confines. Behind enormous steel doors and layers of secrecy, entire populations quietly existed in